Today I thought I'd show you guys my early Bronco AOD conversion. So this is going to be a three-part series. First part, I'm just going to show you the parts I'm getting and challenges I might face and the stuff that I might have to modify on this thing to make it work. So yeah, this is a 1966 Bronco. I've had it for about almost 20 years. Originally was a 3-speed stick. It was actually a half cab, 289. But I'll go you through, or I'll try to show you the different things that I have to do here. So, but first I'm going to show you the engine and a couple different things, and I'll go back and I'll show you the transmission that I got on Craigslist and a couple other things. So one of the challenges you might face, depending on what route you came from, is this steering column. I'm not sure if you can see that down there, but this car originally was a 3-speed stick, but I converted the thing to C4 about 4 years ago, and when I bought the C4, I also bought the steering column out of a 1973. So, when I bought the C4, actually the guy sold me the steering column that actually originally came out of that Bronco. But, so if you actually have a 3-speed stick and you want to convert over to an AOD, either you're going to have to get a different column if you want to use the column shift, or you're going to need to have, do like a floor shifter, like a art car shifter or something like that, or B&M, ratchet shifter or something like that. But that's definitely something to consider, is the steering column and how you're going to shift the gears. But I'm actually going to keep this column, and I'll show you, like when I start showing the parts I've gathered, the low car adapter kit. But yeah, I kind of like having it on the column. It's just I'm comfortable with that. So, all right, so I'm going to get under the car and I'll show you the current C4 and some of the different issues you might face or have challenges or whatever. But all right, I'm going to get out of the car. Okay, so now I'm out of the truck, towards the back, looking forward towards the, this is the C4 pan. This is like a B&M, extra capacity oil pan here, but the AOD is about 1.5 inches longer than the C4. So one of the things you're going to have to do is modify this crossmember here. I actually bought a crossmember kit from Tom's Bronco, which is they actually they notch it out and they cut it out here, and it's supposed to put it in the correct spot, at least so you can mount it up to the advanced adapters adapter kit. But it also moves it back about 1.5 inches back here, further back. So yeah, I'm trying to buy all the parts so I don't have to do too much fabrication, but I'm sure I'm going to have to do something, because it's kind of the AOD was never meant to be in this Bronco, and I'll show you a couple of the other things here going forward, like what I might have or issues will probably come up here. But see this right here, the front drive shaft? Well, on the AOD transmission, the pan is a lot wider. So, I mean, it's much wider. I'll show you the transmission in a few minutes, but it's definitely way wider. So, clearance with this drive shaft might be an issue. So, I've read that some people have actually, figured it out or fixed it by getting like a 2-inch shaft here, like a more narrow drive shaft. So, hopefully I don't have to do that, but it's possible that I do. So, this might clear because I do have a 3.5-inch lift on this thing, and so I'm thinking I'm going to be probably good there. But also, clearance issue. I might have clearance issues here with the between the transmission pan and the headers. So, like I said, the AOD it goes out further. It's much wider pan. So, I think I'll be fine with the headers, on both sides. Well, this side, I'm definitely sure I'm going to have a possible issue with the drive shaft, but on this side, it could be the headers. So, don't know yet until I get the transmission in and kind of messing with it. But another issue, this is even actually an issue with the C4. I do like a lot of bending, but this is the pickup tube, or the pickup, the dipstick, and this thing barely clears my headers now. So even though I do actually have the stock Mustang dipstick, but I mean, if I'm having clearance issues with this thing, so it's I won't really know, but for $35 on eBay, I can get one of those like flexible hose dipstick things, so that's not too big of an issue. Yeah, another thing too is I don't know if you can see that, but this transmission stick, because the transmission sits an inch and a half further back. What I read is that people have to extend this. And if you don't buy, I'll show you the kit that I bought, the low-car conversion kit. But if you don't want to do that, I've heard that people have actually cutting this thing and extending the shift linkage, so you can use that. But I don't know. So I bought the low-car kit. So, but I'll show you that. I think it's pretty cool. It was like I don't know, like $70. But okay. And then with the AOD, you don't have a kick down. You have a thing called a TV cable or a throttle cable or throttle valve cable, and it's a different concept, I guess, on shifting pressure. So the transmission's a little bit different, but so yeah, just so the cross member, the oil pan clearance, and the drive shaft clearance, and that's some of the issues I face. But I think I've already bought most of the parts to fix most of the problems. So let me show you the transmission I got on Craigslist. Alright, cool. So this is the transmission I got. It's obviously an AOD transmission, and paid about $50 on Craigslist for this thing. It's out of a 1984 Mustang. So I know it's not the best year to do the conversion. I know they say I think it's like 87 or 89 and better, because there's some kind of like oiling issues in the back here. But I was reading online, I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but the advanced adapters kit's supposed to fix that problem. I mean, I don't know if that's correct or not, but because you're changing the output shaft, it's supposed to correct those oiling issues. So I don't know, maybe not. So this was a stock torque converter that came with it, and I don't know if I'm going to keep that converter and try to use it, or just get a different one. And let me know what you guys think, because I don't want to spend hours putting this thing in and having to take it back out again and put a different converter in. So, but on stall speed, I'm not sure really what I should have. I mean, I'm thinking the lower the better, because I'm going to be doing like low RPM trail cruising. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want to have a high stall converter, which generates a lot of heat. Considering I already have cooling issues already. Not really major cooling issues, but it's a 351 in a small space. So, but let me show you some of the other parts. So here's the dipstick that came with it. Now I don't really know for sure if that's going to have clearance issue with my headers or not, but I know the C4 did. So I guess I will see. I'm not sure. I mean, I can always buy the $35 braided hose one, but here's the cross member I bought at Tom's Bronco, and it looks like they have the brackets to bring it back about 1.5 inches, but I mean, it looks like a used cross member. Like, it doesn't look brand new, but you can see like the kind of pitting marks here, but it looks like it's a stock cross member that they've actually notched out here and kind of welded in some plates here. So I mean, this was about $175 Tom's. But let me show you the next part here. This is a low car. I got the black anodized one, but this is for the TV cable. I mean, it's not considered a kickdown cable, but it's similar. But this is to control the throttle valve, which lets the transmission know what throttle you're at, to what pressure to create. So I actually have rebuilt in my lifetime probably about 4 different transmissions. I rebuilt the current C4 that's in the car. I'm not a transmission expert, but to me it's the most complicated thing in a car. My background is in IT, and I work with computers all day long, so fuel injection wasn't very difficult for me. But like on my last C4 transmission, man, there's so many little pieces and bearings and things spinning around. It's kind of crazy. It's seriously complicated. But okay, here's the shifting linkage thing here. Put that next to this. So this new part right there, that linkage is supposed to go inside the transmission right there. Like that linkage is supposed to replace this bar right here, and then the TV cable is going to replace the other piece, but this will give me more room for adjustability, and this is actually a low car designed for an AOD. So, but it's adjustable, and yeah, it's nice looking setup there. This was probably how much was this thing? Probably like $70, not too much. I mean, I could have either cut the stock cable, and I might still have to do that. I don't know, but I just want to keep this as clean as possible. So, and then on eBay, this is actually from Performance Automatic Transmission, so they're a pretty well-known company. Here's the part number. It's for an AOD. It's not like a full race kit because obviously I'm not building a race transmission. You know, I'm just trying to build like a low RPM cruiser. I mean, that was the whole point of going to an AOD. Is I'm sick of winding out my C4 on the freeway, getting to the stomping grounds. You know, hardly moving. I'm doing like 3,300 RPMs. You know, to get to down the freeway. So kind of annoying. But here's the. This was like $170 on eBay, and got it from Performance Automatic Transmission, and I guess it's not a. It's a rebuilt kit. You know, it comes with all the gaskets, and the cool thing is it comes with those red clutch plates, but not all. It has like the standard stock style disc. But the red ones are for like I'm not sure, they said the Ford clutches, I'm not really sure what they said, but it's kind of it's not a full-blown like race kit, but it has some improvements over like a stock kit. So hopefully this will last long, you know. I mean, rebuilding transmissions suck, man. It's kind of a nightmare, you know. Things are freaking complicated. But kind of fun, you know, it's kind of fun little project. And here, let me show you the okay, this is the advanced adapters kit. Got this from Tom's Bronco. It was about $130. Yeah, that's what it looks like real quick. So this is the adapter piece that's going to go on the back here. So I'm going to get rid of that two-wheel drive tail housing and hopefully put that one on there. Let me get a better picture of that. So, and this will allow me to mate up to the Dana 20. And hopefully I won't have any issues. Maybe we'll solve that oiling issue. The ones that plagued the early versions of the AOD, but you know, it came with like all the little bolts and screws and bearings and stuff. So not there yet, but all right. Okay, cool. So all right. So in the next part, part 2, I'm gonna tear down this transmission, start rebuilding it, and you know, put the lever linkage inside. You know, as I rebuild it. So one of the things is like when you put the AOD or the advanced adapters kit in there, you basically have to tear this whole transmission down. So it's almost like you might as well rebuild it while you're doing that, because I mean, you got to have all the guts out of this thing. So to replace this output shaft. So like I said, I'm not a transmission expert, but I mean, I love to experiment with this stuff, so it's kind of fun. But so yeah, I'm gonna tear it down and put the rebuild kit in there and get all this stuff together in the second part. And in the third part, I'm gonna put it back into the truck and get all the linkages connected and drive shafts put on, and hopefully this thing will work. So, well, the goal is to hopefully be able to go down the freeway, and hopefully I can run at 2,000 RPMs cruising down the freeway doing 70. Yeah, I have 411 gears and 33-inch tires, so hopefully it works. But cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Seems like a pretty fun project, you know. So here are the parts again. Cool. Right on.